Today we're breaking down the 6 biggest dangers of AI for short-term rental hosts, and stick around for number 6 so you don't fall for this too.
Hi, I'm Sarah Karakayan.
And I'm Annette Grant, and together we are
Thanks for visiting.
We've been hosting for well over a decade, welcomed tens of thousands of guests, and earned thousands of 5-star reviews.
Our portfolio continues to bring in over $1.5 million year over year, and supported not only by the industry's leading brands, but also some of the biggest media outlets.
And we're here to help you with your furnished rental.
We are seeing 2 extremes right now. The hosts who leverage it way too much, and then there's the hosts who really aren't using AI at all.
And we get it. A lot of hosts are thinking, I don't have time to learn one more tool.
I feel you there.
I don't want to sound robotic. This is hospitality. I don't trust it, especially with my business and my guests. And the last one that I can really relate with, I'm worried I'm going to mess something up.
Those fears, they're valid, but ignoring AI completely can be a disservice to your business because it can help you save on time on repetitive work, tighten your operations, and communicate more consistently.
And you need to face it, your competitors are using it. They're not using it to cheat, they're using it to move faster. And if you're gonna stay out of it, you may end up spending hours on tasks that could literally take minutes.
The other extreme is hosts who use AI for everything: guest messaging, listing copy, SOPs, marketing, pricing, you name it.
This is where the real risk lives, because the more you hand over, the more likely you're to send something inaccurate, off-brand, or potentially just plain weird.
The goal is not to avoid AI completely or worship AI. The goal is to use it where it helps and keep humans involved where it matters. So let's go over the 6 dangers of AI.
Danger number 1, do not use AI to draft legal documents. This is the clearest line we're going to draw, because if you do not want to use ChatGPT to draft any contracts you plan to rely on, all right? So let's think about a direct booking agreement between you and a guest, an independent contractor agreement between you and the team that works with you on your property, a co-hosting agreement maybe between you and another owner that you're working with. Anything legally binding, do not DIY that through ChatGPT or any general AI tool. Okay, why? Well, it can pull language from other countries, from other jurisdictions. It can include clauses that would not even apply to your business. It could even leave out things that would protect you that you need to know, all right? This is something we've talked to our attorney several times. He's so anti-AI.
Well, he said that sometimes AI will just make up cases. It sounds so legit, or maybe like it took a case, it hallucinates, it makes things up, and it sounds like, oh, that makes sense, or that sounds like it could be real, and here you are using it in a contract. And I'll tell you, even the best hosts, the best operators can fall victim to wanting to take this this hack, to take this quick win. I actually was just talking to an operator, a short-term rental host the other day, and she was asking me if I had a certain contract, and I was like, oh, I actually don't have it for that use case. She goes, I'll just plug it into ChatGPT and figure it out. And I don't like to put myself at where it's not my business, but I just was very nervous for her. I'm like, I would not do that. If you want AI help here, the safest use is having it explain a clause in plain language so you understand what you're reading before you talk to an attorney, right?
And we can say that's the way that we do use AI to help us with legal documents, is helping us just break it down in plain language for us, but never ever to draft anything.
I might also use it for, sometimes in a contract, you might have an addendum attached to it, right? That really outlines what you want the relationship to be between you and the person on the other side of the contract. So I might use AI to help me brainstorm different things I want to include, but I would always take it to my attorney before that final draft is done, so that I know that it's gone past him, and should anything not go as planned, he's able to defend me in the court of law, and he set it up so that he knows what angles he would take to be able to defend me in the court of law.
Danger number 2, the yes problem, okay? AI is overly encouraging. It will validate ideas that you have that are bad. They could be extremely risky, or a total waste of time, but AI will encourage you thinking, oh, that's a wonderful idea, great addition to your business or to your property.
Or you're really thinking this through. I mean, pay attention. There are certain different models or tools that are worse at this than others, but just pay attention. You're like, well, not every idea I have is great, or every thought I have is the most thorough thought ever, right? Like, that's why I'm using you, AI. The real expert will tell you either not to worry about that, or this is the wrong problem to be thinking about. AI, unless you really train it to, usually will not.
And it can send you down a rabbit hole, making you feel really productive without being strategic. And I can share, like, I was working on something yesterday and it kept encouraging me, like, oh, well, would you like me to do it like this for you? Would you like me to create this and create this? So I had gotten the answer, or at least the brainstorm I wanted. And then 10 minutes later, I was like, wait, why did I just keep saying, they kept asking me if I wanted it more, and I just kept getting more answers and diluting what my original idea was.
And you just start going off on this like down this rabbit hole. Also, for those of you who use AI often and feel really comfortable with it, I received a custom GPT where it helps me come up with prompts so that the entire chat is trained on what I needed to do. And in this custom GPT, I actually trained it to not be a yes person. But it's weird because like after like maybe 10, 15 minutes of going back and forth and doing some brain work, it stopped. It's like, listen to the instructions, bot. Like, what the heck? Like, I told you not to be a yes person. And yeah, so just be careful with that and don't fall victim to like thinking that you are an incredible human being. But I mean, the reason you're using AI is to think about what you haven't thought about or to put it together in a more clear way. And it'll really boost your ego if you're not careful.
Danger number 3, AI will hurt the guest experience if you do not review it.
AI gives you a first draft, which is great, but you still have to review it and make sure it sounds like you and it matches your real policies and your real property.
Because if you're just copying and pasting without reviewing, you are really at risk. You could be over-promising potentially early check-ins, late checkouts, maybe extra supplies or amenities that aren't there, and exceptions that you cannot honor. So be on the lookout for that. Also, you could become, we said it earlier, sounding robotic. It could sound very cold or scripted, especially if a guest has a real issue. So escalating a conflict like between a message sounds defensive or weird. You need to be careful about that, and then really sending any sort of inaccurate instructions and things that might confuse your guests.
You can also, right now we're really diving into being specific about guest communication. There are a lot of really great tools out there that are specifically trained on guest communication, and we have hosts who really enjoy using them. But I've seen it in practice where you get used to you trust the AI, and you get used to the AI working, and you miss something where it starts going awry. Or the guest actually brings up something and the AI actually didn't respond. You know, it almost like threw the AI off. There was like a pattern going or a cadence going, and it threw the bot off. You've got to make sure that you're still auditing, and because you need to use AI to draft the bones, then rewrite it in your voice, and then fact check it. Also, there are tools out there right now, because something that Annette and I like to try to do is stay up to date on all the tools that are out there for hosts to use, because there are so many and they all promise to solve all of our problems. So right now I'm going really hard on tools that help with listing descriptions, listing titles, and there's a lot of AI around that. And they promise to raise you on the algorithm in Airbnb, on Verbo, etc. Well, I'm letting their AI do some work, and I'm going back a couple hours later or the next day and checking what they put in the listing description, the title, and I don't care if it raises me to page 1, really. I sound like a crazy person, or I sound like a bot. That's not the brand that I want to be sharing with the world. So, and I'm not on page 1 because of the work, so I don't want to I sort of don't mean that. Like, yes, I want to be on page 1, but not at the risk of it just sounding wild. So just use these tools, but monitor them.
Danger number 4, false image generation. This one is a big red flag.
Yeah.
I think this one is the one I see every single day right now.
It's running wild.
I look at properties every single day between Airbnb, between Zillow, it is out of control because these AI images, they are crossing the line of just straight up misrepresentation. It is like, it's getting wild out there. So you have to be careful with this.
Yeah, your photos are your marketing, and they're your reputation. They are the truth. They're supposed to be. If a guest shows up and it does not match, you are inviting refunds, bad reviews, and platform headaches. So examples of this are AI staging a room that doesn't exist, or editing the views, editing the lighting that is just not realistic, fireplace flames in a fireplace that doesn't exist, the pool size, scenery. I mean, it's funny, Annette and I, in our coaching group, Strategic Host, one of our coaches, because we asked the coaches to share real life examples of what goes on in their business, because they all have really great businesses. And they were sharing that one of their clients submitted a photo to her. He was like, hey, I was playing around with AI and I wanted to like brighten up and make the colors punchier in the back yard, because it's Arizona. They've got pools, they've got cabanas. Like it's a beautiful backyard. It had doctored up a kitchen, an outdoor kitchen, where one didn't exist. And this client submitted to her like, yes, you should post this. And she was like, do you not see that it like put like a sink and a countertops and a cabinet, and the guy, he acted like he didn't notice it, but it was there. And she was like, I cannot misrepresent your property and put my company and my reputation at risk.
Yeah, and we just want you to always double check too.
Look hard.
Look very hard. Because the biggest thing that we see, yes, things that do not exist, or over touching things up with removing. We've had this before too, like views. People show amazing views. Maybe it's of the pool, maybe it's of the mountains or the beach. And there are straight up electrical, poles
in
and
the
wires.
way.
And they delete them. And it's like, you need to make sure that a guest knows what they're getting when they check in. So you can use it, obviously, to help. And I do think it would be great if you were designing a home, help it, again, as that first draft of getting ideas, but do not use it to sell a reality that does not exist. Danger number 5, be careful what you feed it around privacy and data, especially your guests, because we see hosts copying, pasting messages. We want you to be careful with that, because it could have their personal information in it.
Yeah, because if you're using AI with guest data, just really understand whatever tool you're using, do they have permission to use the information that you're putting into the model to train it? Is it accessible? Could it be hacked? Like, just, when it comes to personal information, as a business owner, you really should understand what you can and cannot do with it to protect yourself. And this is another good opportunity to share with your attorney the tools that you use and make sure that you are staying in line with privacy.
Especially if you run a direct booking site, which we hope you all do, you should already have a privacy policy, terms on your website, and we want to make sure that you're reflecting how you use AI in that also.
Right. So you can still use AI to help you respond to a guest or to map out some sort of situation, but just maybe be thoughtful about removing personal details before pasting anything in, like their full name, phone number, address, reservation detail, entry codes, just to be careful.
And finally, danger number 6. The biggest AI risk overall is that it really does potentially sometimes make things up.
If you remember one thing from this video, remember this. The biggest risk with AI is that it can make things up and sound confident, so confident, while doing it.
And not only confident, sometimes it will show the source, and the source does not
reputable or
exist, or they created it. That's one of the things we talk to our attorney about. It's made up cases, it's made up. So just be really careful about that, because the confidence in that yes person behind the bot is real. So if you post it, send it, and rely on it without checking it, you are responsible for that. That's that extreme ownership there.
So what does that mean for hosts, right? It could invent amenities you do not have. Again, there are softwares out there that can select amenities, deselect amenities, mention amenities in your listing description. Just if you're using AI tools, always review your listings or your website. It can suggest house rules that do not match your real policies. It can give incorrect local info like parking rules, trash days, quiet hours, pet policies, or direction. Be on top of your stuff.
So again, we want you to use it to help you draft, but you have to be the fact checker. And if it helps, it's gonna definitely help you write faster. So you're gonna have that time to review it. So you just can't set it and forget it when it comes to using
AI.
Now that we've went through all the dangers, we do want to give you some recommendations on how you should be using AI as a host.
We want you to treat it like an assistant, but not a decision maker. And actually, we just we're talking with one of our good friends who is an expert in the AI space, Rick Mulready, and he was sharing, if you think about it, a really good business owner, when you hire a new assistant or when you hire any new team member, it doesn't matter if they're an independent contractor, employee, the onboarding experience is really important. How you train that person, not just their first day on the job, but their first 30, 60, 90 days on the job, and thereafter, if you think about it, having one-on-one with your boss or with your employee, we really have to treat the AI the same way. It is a nurturing experience that you have to have with your bot. Otherwise, it can go wild.
Right. So, host, you can use it for helping you draft those listing titles, your descriptions, making sure that your brand voice is there, of course. It could help you with guest messaging, customizing each per guest. You could have some interesting fun there, but really creating checklists for you, cleaning, inspection, restocking, even your finances. Have it help you with those checklists for what you should be doing monthly and what you should be reviewing.
Brainstorming marketing ideas, brainstorming and helping you start email drafts. But again, we want you to review and put it in your own words before you send it out to any sort of email list. Organizing your standard operating procedures or SOPs and training docs. Again, review them before you post them to your team. And learning how to become searchable with an AI model. So ask it questions. But again, like Annette said, when it sources where it got that information, go do a little bit of research. Spend the extra few minutes to make sure that the advice you're following is reputable. AI is here. You do not need to fear it, but you do need to use it responsibly.
So again, biggest mistakes, hosts are just trusting it way too much, too quickly, and then not checking the output. They're being sloppy. There can be AI slop out there.
Yes. Use AI to save time and create consistency for yourself, but keep a human in the loop where it matters.
So, and if you want help running your hosting business like a professional with pricing, systems, and decision-making, check the links in the description and let us know. Also, share with us, this is all about community. Tell us how you are using AI in your hosting business. We want to know. It'll help us, it'll help everybody else watching the video.
If you want to keep that AI education going, check out our video. This ChatGPT Airbnb hack secretly reveals everything your competitors don't want you to know. It's a really great video. Other people that watch our videos loved it, so you will too. With that, I am Sarah Karakayan.
I'm Annette Grant, and together we are
Thanks for visiting.